Alright, so in today's video, we're talking about Pre-Gowther, which to some of you might sound like a crazy idea, but Pre-Gowther, the one we know we love, everyone hunts, if he's on a banner, oh, it's a must summon, right? Even though he's over a year old now, right? He genuinely changed the way we view units and the way we play the game. Like generally speaking, from ground up, he actually changed it completely. The way he did that is, I'm gonna be just playing games. I'll be explaining while we play, I guess. Before Pre-Gowther, races didn't really matter. You didn't really care about races. The only thing you cared, like in like very few instances, you'd have like Red Hauser, who would give 8% base stats to humans, or Coin Shop King, who would give 8% to fairies. But like races outside that, it didn't really matter. Team building also didn't really matter. You just ran Red Gowther, and then you ran 2 units, and then someone backline. It didn't really matter, right? You just wanted the rank up. Rank up was broken, still is obviously, but that was pretty much it. And that was like a time where you didn't even run Gowther, because he didn't increase your damage in an ult rush team. He just attack steal, which was like decent to have, and would technically counter the ult gauge removal card, because before that was the only way of removing ult gauge. There was no dissolve card, so that was also something people did. But for the most part, people didn't like. He was good to have, and obviously people still say he's like top 2 units in the game, probably the best one in the game still, but it wasn't all that. And then team building in so many different activities was always like, okay, you can fit Red Gowther on it, he'll tank if you can, right? Because rank up was just that broken. But team wise, you just ran strong units up until him, and then he changed it completely because his pass is broken, right? 7% to all attack related stats every single turn, as long as you have different races on the team. Kind of nuts. I actually don't know who to kill here. I don't know who the play is. I just want to go for Kyo. I just really dislike Kyo, so I'm gonna go for Kyo. Yeah, so what first started happening was people were like, oh wow, he's actually like giving you so much damage on like other units. And then what happened was people started running Ludo, Pre-Gowther, and then a unit, right? And that would give that unit immense damage, like just insane. If you watch my showcases or Nagato's showcases from back then, like serious, just you could make any unit just one shot anyone, right? I actually really liked that like period of the game. It was actually pretty fun. And then for Guild Boss 2, huge change, because Derriere would never crit, and Red Gowther doesn't increase crit chance. He only increases crit, just attack. And you'd still try to stack his passive against the boss and try to attack steal and everything, or like not getting single targeted down by him and everything. Try and have the damage you need. But unfortunately, that I'm just gonna triple AoE. I think I don't want to think right now about my cards. But that was really annoying. And Daria would never crit, right? You wouldn't have crit rate, but now you have 35% extra crit rate. And then Daria started critting, people started hitting new scores in Guild Boss and everything. Nuts, completely nuts stuff. Actually super nuts. Like the way the game changed, if you showed a year 1 player what year 2 looked like, I think they would be happy, because generally what I don't like about Grand Cross is that team building isn't that in depth as like it could be, maybe, right? Pre-Gowther added like some layer of it, and then from there on out we started getting more. Please attack the one. Oh no, it's a dissolve card. Oh wow, the one's alive still. That's nuts. I mean, I won, so yeah. What happened after is we got other units, and also we're more focused on the races. So we got Ram from the ReZero collab boosting unknowns, which created the whole unknown team. We had assault mode. Sorry, I even forgot he existed, because it kind of got replaced in every single type of way. We have assault mode, who still doesn't have his 5th weapon, and also his passive is that it's all about demons, right? You want to run a full demon team. And then we had we had Ban. Well, we had Excalibur Arthur, who like worked with Ban, who wanted to have only humans. And then we had Margaret. Then Kusak supports only demons. Like Margaret obviously only goddesses is what I meant to say. And so on and so forth, right? And then Gowther, actually, interestingly enough, Fest Gowther brought it back, and you can run him with everything because he increases everyone's stats, right? So it's kind of cool to see how Green Gowther or Gowther in general is the one that links other units together. But yeah, I think Green Gowther, super cool addition to the game. Obviously, he's super broken. I think 7% related stats is about like a 50% damage increase. I swear that's just what it feels like. And units like the one without Green Gowther actually just don't do damage. If you don't get like the extra crit damage, crit rate, it's mostly the crit rate, right? The 7% crit rate is nuts. But they didn't specify like different things. And 7% crit rate goes such a much longer way than 7% crit damage. I said this in a different video before, and well, I said it's multiple, and people always like, they just don't know. Well, there's always like 1 or 2 people that don't understand the math. But if you have 250% crit damage, and you add 7% crit damage to 250, that's like a 0.1% damage increase in total, right? It's a 7% crit damage increase, but your damage when you actually crit will only be increased by like nothing. Because going from 250 to 257 isn't a 7% increase. It's a point something, like maybe like 2% increase something, I don't know. And some people fail to understand. It's like 4% actually, I think. But some people fail to understand that. And it's with crit rate, if you go from 70% crit rate to 77%, that's a 10% increase. So you're positive on that one, technically. That's the way I look at it. And that's why like a crit rate increase is so much bigger than a just regular whatever increase. I think I'll just go for boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, ba, ba, and then that should be it. I don't have Death Pierce in the back. I have Zeldris in the back. I just wanted more CC. I just wanted more chill matches because I don't really care about the matches, right? Melly's broken, obviously. He's gonna go Burr. I just wanted to have Green Gowther on any team, and I was like, sure, I'll just use him on this team. But yeah, Green Gowther also very much so changed the way we view units, because I remember ReZero came out and was like, oh, if they're not demons, if they're unknown and you can't run them with Green Gowther, they're useless, bro. Nah, don't bother. Nah, skip. Nah, they're not demons. I hate it. And then they weren't demons, and people were really upset. And yeah, well, we know how that ended. Then the unknown team became the best team for like eternity. I think I'll just do this. Yeah. And then also Dissolve, huge card. It's such a impactful card, because instead of just removing Old Gauge and then they can get it back next turn, you don't remove it. But if they want to get their ult next turn, they can, unless they cleanse it. Oh, he has a Holy Relic. Let's see. If there's one shot, he has a Holy Relic. He's 6/6 and he has attack, crit gear. And he is useless, absolutely useless. And we remove buffs with this, so I don't care. Boom, boom, bam, bam, pow, and you're gone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Green Gowther is a nuts unit. People, he genuinely, like, I'm not even, like, he genuinely changed Grand Cross. Like, fundamentally. How we view units, how we view teams, how we view content, everything. Difficulty in the game is gone, because he just makes everyone just do broken, stupid damage. Nuts unit, absolute nuts unit, right? This passive is just not fair. And this is, I think that's genuinely the only reason why we have this race filter now, is because they started doing the race stuff. And Green Gowther is the one who started that whole, oh, let's have some sort of team building revolution. Actually, you know what? I gotta give it up to my boy Red Gallant, who tried to bring back mono teams by making it so red units ignore 30% of defense. Now, unfortunately, defense is a genuinely useless stat, so it didn't really do anything. If it was defense related, which I think it should be anyway, this would be infinitely better. And you could do some cool teams, and they wouldn't even be broken, but that model is just stupid, I guess. Actually, yo, you could do like Red Gallant, Red Esterosa, Kyo, and then obviously Green Zeldris in the back, right? We have to have a big brain and run those two together. And that would probably do like really well. Yeah, anyway, I was just talking. But yeah, Green Gowther, I think I don't want to play another match. Actually, we'll play one more. But yeah, Green Gowther, nuts unit. He still is like sought after by everyone, because without him, you don't have a complete team. That's just how good he is. That's just how good he is. That's why, I don't know. I feel like They tried in the past too, like Green Easton, and she gave attack related stats, but not attack. And she was still like sorta good for like 1 week on JP. And I guess then they just said, yo, let's make it crazy, let's make it unconditional, and let's make it also have a rank up and dissolve. Like, okay. And the good thing is that Gowther is unknown, because most units you want to run with him aren't unknown. Obviously, if you could run Lolly Merlin with him, that'd be lovely, because the damage you do would be absolutely insane. But overall, it's still nuts just how... we don't do damage to them. It's nuts how... I don't know, because I'm a day 1 player, right? And I remember sitting there with like Mystic or Nugget even saying that team building in this game is kind of boring. You don't really do anything, right? You just slap 3 strong units together and then you call it a day, right? Put Red Gowther on there because of rank up and then boom, that's it. And also, you know what? I just now realized that I also kind of just like removed the relevancy of attack ceiling, because Gowther could bypass attack seals for old gauge removal with his dissolve. And then because he didn't have an attack seal, and you always see just ran him over Red Gowther in the 99% of cases, he would like attack seals just kind of like stop being meta like at all. He has a Holy Relic, right? He doesn't. Oh, what? Sad. Oh, you forfeit. Okay. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of just everything I wanted to say about him. But yeah, he changed the game genuinely. Guild Boss without Green Gowther, very weird. A lot of things, like I think a lot of what they do now with balancing is also take into account like, oh, do we make this unit good? Yes or no? Because if we make it good, then we have to see, like, let's say they want to release a broken human, right? Let's say the one is still super broken. Okay, now let's say, okay, Darkness Melody, right? They're like, okay, the next demon, right? If we want him to be really good, we have to make him either run on a team that wouldn't need Green Gowther, or we need to have him be able to compete with Green Melee in some sort of way for a slot on Green Gowther's team. Right, that's how they probably think. Like, okay, if we're making a giant unit, super niche units, right? There's not many, and 90% of them aren't good. They're like, okay, if we make another one, they're gonna be able to be ran with anyone, because no one, like, you run Green Gowther Giant and then you have access to demons, to humans, to fairies, to goddesses, right? So when they do a giant, they probably do like, okay, let's make him have some sort of thing now. Which I don't know, I feel like they didn't, because Ragnarok Diane's broken. She just doesn't, it sounds weird to say, but she doesn't have like a team, like a mainstay team. And then the rest is like whatever, like the Drolls are okay. This is a PvE unit. These are all jokes, so yeah. It's hard to say. I really like Guns running animation, but yeah, it's hard to say how the game would look like right now without Gowther, if we would even have any sort of race passes, because I believe he was genuinely, like, they probably saw like a huge increase in PvP because people cared more. And people start having more fun with PvP because you could run so many more units now, because he just made so many more units viable. And because you wouldn't just run the same 2 demons over and over again, you'd actually, like, you'd have to do something, right? You'd have to, what do you call it? You had to have some sort of thinking going on. I remember when Green Gowther was in my comment section, every time I had like right now on my team right here, when I had a demon here and a demon in the back, they're like, oh my god, your Green Gowther doesn't work. I said, no, he still works. But, you know, the fact that some people still had to think about it, I think made it more interesting. No one likes playing a brain dead game, and Green Gowther definitely made it less brain dead. He made it more brain dead in the sense of, oh my, the damage you're doing now, but he also made it a lot less brain dead, a lot less boring. I think that's the main takeaway here. He made the game a lot less boring, and for that I thank him, and I thank you, Netmarble. But that's gonna be it from me. Good job.